Gelato, everywhere I go, the people know the part I'm playing. Here for an answer, selling each romance. What they saying?
So I don't know what's happening now. Should we?
Okay, we're ready. First of all, we are really curious about your nickname, artistic name. Where did it come from?
Well,
Gelato.
It was originally given to me by a French guitar player that I used to work with when I was 22 or 21 years old. And he didn't know my last name, so he was being interviewed by a newspaper from the English called the New Musical Express. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
They said, so what's the saxophone player's name? Because I used to have muscles, the sax player with the muscles in those days. And he says, it's Ray. And then he looked at the ice cream stand in London and he says, Fresco Gelato, Ray Gelato. Yeah.
So, okay.
So he called me Ray Gelato. Yeah. And it's stuck ever since. Yeah.
And what about your passion towards or for the Italian swing, American swing?
Well, you see, most of it started with really the interest in the music was my father, because he's American, Italian origin. He's from New Jersey, my father.
Yeah.
Mio padre è di New Jersey. And lui has molto musica, Gelato bambino. He listened to the, rock and roll and Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. Not Italian, but Italian-American music. And, I got the passion through him. When I started playing saxophone, I started to love a lot of the jazz artists too. And, when I traveled to Italy more than 20 anni fa, it's molto concerto in Italia, I started to understand something about the Italian music a little bit more, Muscolioni and Canzone. Fans would make me the cassettes and CDs, so.
Also crooner like such as Luis Prima and so on. Okay.
Well, I've been a big fan of Louis Prima for many years, I love Louis Prima and Sam Butera, great artists, great entertainers, as well. It's important to put the music across to people, as well.
And about your first career, the first steps of your career, what do you remember most?
Well, really in London the scene was very vibrant. I'm talking around 1982, 83, 81. And there was many places to play, so we learned to play from people better than us. They taught us how to do the shot, how to put the music across and how to play and sing. So I think I remember it a very exciting time. A lot of diverse music as well. Not just jazz, it's jazz, reggae, blue beat, ska, rock and roll, rhythm and blues. A lot of different influences in my music with what I learned growing up in London,
Yeah, and you played before very important people such as like the Queen, Sir Paul McCartney, and so. What did you feel on that moment?
Well, it's nice, it's very exciting.
Do you feel just on top? Because
really, to be honest, I think. It's nice, and it's nice to be asked to play before the Queen or Paul McCartney or Robbie Williams, the big pop star. But to me, more important is playing for ordinary people. I like this better, to play concerts for people, not celebrities. It's okay, but it's my passion is to play for people.
Yeah, and in almost 30 years of career, if I don't mistake myself.
Probably nearly 25, 30 years.
How do you think that has developed your style, your goals, your aims towards music?
I think my style's got better, because I've still tried to improve as a saxophone player and singer, and the concept. You mature, what to leave out, what to not to discard, and obviously, for me it's leading the band, and I think, I think we developed in that time, and if you listen to what we did back then and what I do now, it's quite different. But then I want to develop more for the future too.
How did it happen that you get in touch with the Italian band from Rome, Goodfellas?
No, they're not from Rome, they're from Forlì.
Ah, Forlì.
Well, that was a long time ago. I've not really done any concerts with the Goodfellas for maybe nearly 7 or 8 years, They would just call me to do a couple of guest spots with them. You know, they're a very good band. Very good band, but I'm at that stage in my career now where I want to work with my own band because we have our own routines and our own songs, you know.
And you record a lot of album for Italian labels, if I don't mistake myself. Also,
Just two albums.
Only two, two albums.
Yeah.
The first two.
First two are the good first.
Yes.
No, the rest of the albums I have abbiamo six CD. Yeah, on our own label. You know.
You run your own label, private label.
Yeah.
What is the name?
Double Scoop.
Double Scoop.
Yeah, so we run we run a label, two of us, so we put our own albums out, you know.
And what about the Italian scenes, the current Italian scenes? Do you know everything?
I don't know too much about it,
No.
you know, to be honest, because obviously you know, the current scene is more pop music, I suppose, you know, like in England, so I don't really follow it. I know when I come here, I meet many great musicians, you know, great musicians that play in orchestras and great jazz musicians on the festivals, so, you know, I think you have wonderful musicians, but the current scene, I'm not really the right person to ask, you know.
Yeah. What do you think about one of the most famous crooner of the moment, such like Michael Bublé?
Well, you know, I think it's good because it brings young people into the music, you know, and you know, Frank Sinatra's gone, Dean Martin's gone, Louis Prima's gone, so you need young people to still do it. You know, I like him. I think he's a good singer, you know.
What about your your first time? How did you get in touch with Mr. Renzo Arbore?
Arbore, through Umbria Jazz, I think.
Through Umbria Jazz.
Through Umbria Jazz, because I believe Mr. Arbore is one of the directors.
Yes.
We've appeared on the television shows for Mr. Arbore a couple of times, so I think was very aware of us before, but maybe through Umbria Jazz more. Yeah.
Okay. What about your last records, and what about your plans for the future?
Well, the last record was a salute to the great entertainers of jazz music, which, you know, I believe are forgotten now by the jazz community and the jazz media. You know, people like Louis Armstrong. Well, he's not, of course, but Cab Calloway, you know, Louis Prima, Fats Waller, guys that brought Louis Jordan, guys that brought happiness to the music, you know, and had some fun. That I put a little tribute album out to these kind of characters, you know. It's called Salute the Great Entertainers of Jazz. The next project I'm doing with a girl singer in London, doing a project of duets. You know, duets, yeah, like American songbook kind of stuff, but it's fun, you know, just her and I on the album, but I'm going to play some saxophone. And the project after that, I don't know, really. I'm not sure yet, you know. Maybe a big band I'd like to do.
Yes.
Troppo Car.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Many thanks.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The people know the part I'm playing. Here for an answer, selling each romance. Oh, what they saying. There will come a day as youth will pass away.